I wrote my master's dissertation at Oxford on infidelity, and as part of my peer-reviewed research on the subject, I asked 116 women who had affairs why they did it. And today I'll go over the top 3 stated motivations, starting with number 3, revenge. Almost 1 in 6 women in our sample said that they cheated partially because their partner cheated. And there may be some interesting psychological sex difference here, but I don't want to overthink it. Men are more likely to cheat than women, and so women are more likely to get cheated on than men. And so women, when they cheat, just have more opportunity to cite revenge as one of their motivating factors. The second most common motivation was having an uninvested primary partner. Women really care about investment and are attentive to it in selecting mates. And so if you're not invested in the relationship as a man, you're going to be less valuable as a mate. And so risking losing you by having an affair is going to be less of a big deal. It's also possible that affairs can be used to obtain additional resources to compensate for a low investment mate or to obtain a new mate entirely, right? Sometimes women mate switch. And the same can be said of the number 1 motivation, which is relationship dissatisfaction. Most women in our sample said that they were unsatisfied, and they were more likely to say that than men who cheat. And while some scholars interpret this as meaning that women cheat to get out of relationships, I think it's more so a result of the fact that because women's infidelity is more likely to result in relationship dissolution, women who are in highly satisfied relationships are less likely than men to risk it. And finally, I want to put a major caveat on all these findings. It's possible that people in our sample understandably overemphasized sympathetic motivations, like their partner being bad in some way, and undersold less socially acceptable motivations that also may have been present and probably were, like lust. For example, only about 5% of women in our sample self-reported that they were motivated by the physical attractiveness of their affair partner, and yet when we measured it, women were 77% more likely to prefer their affair partner physically than to prefer their primary partner physically. So I'm a bit skeptical of the conventional wisdom that men's affairs are about physicality and women's are not.